plastic surgeon on the new FX series Nip Tuck, which is getting a lot of attention for its graphic and gruesome depiction of plastic surgery. Please welcome Julian McMahon.
It's nice to see that your Christian character, who's something of a ladies' man, has
welcome. Thank you.
Some fans here.
Yeah.
Huh?
Thank you. Go Yankees! I was actually there last night. Huh? Oh! Ow! You're hot too. I'll call you later.
You will. So let's talk about Nip Tuck.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Oh,
now,
ladies.
stop it in the front
look,
there,
they're
would
all
you?
sweating.
Okay. How are you? She's like,
Let's talk about Nip Tuck, and then we'll get into your
water?
personal life.
She's like, I need a beer, okay?
Maybe you should just do Q&A with the ladies.
Yes.
They're saying sure.
Come on.
Yeah.
Fire away.
I have a question.
What do you want to know?
I have a question.
Yes.
With
Let's
Nip
talk about
Tuck.
the show. Yes. Oh, that thing.
Yes,
Yes.
I want to talk about how bloody and gruesome and disgusting it is. Does it ever get to you? Because it makes me a little...
Little queasy?
Yeah.
You know, I actually, when I started on the show, I was probably the queasiest guy you'd know, and it was really difficult for me. I started, the first surgery that I did was a butt implant. Very exciting, and everything that we do is prosthetically orientated, and prosthetics are fantastic. And so what you have to do is you get a scalpel, and inside the palm of your hand you hold a blood knife. And then you slice on the skin. Sounds wonderful.
What's a blood knife?
We call it a blood knife, which is a scalpel which has a container of blood that you just squeeze on it as you're slicing the
So
skin.
that's how you get the effect of the blood
Underneath
in the cut.
skin, you have the veins, you have the muscle tissue, you have all this kind of stuff, and then they love to put a little bit of flesh underneath there. Not human flesh, obviously.
What do they use?
Steak and chicken.
But it looks, but it does.
But it looks very realistic.
Amazingly.
So there I am. It's my first surgery, and I'm starting to slice this lady's butt, apparently. And the blood knife's coming out, and the whole thing's starting to, blood's going everywhere, and all the flesh is happening, and I'm like, oh God, give me a minute here, please. So it is quite gruesome, and it's actually even more gruesome when you're there, trust me.
I believe it.
We tame it down for you guys.
You had a funny line.
Yes, no problem.
He had a funny line. We were talking upstairs before we came down, and we were talking about the show and how interesting it is, how well it's done. And I said to him, you know what, my daughter, who's applying to medical school, has watched the show. And Julian's response was...
Don't watch our show.
Exactly.
Trust me. I like to make sure that the show is dramatically orientated. As much as I'd like to depict everything through the best type of surgery we can, it's not always possible. And it's one of those things where you get in the room, you get in the surgery, you've got probably a couple of hours to do your job, and you try to do the best you can with it.
Honey, we're not watching the show to actually see the surgery procedures. Let me tell you that.
Okay,
yes.
thank you.
Yes. Now, your character...
I watch it for the surgery sequences, just so that you know. Yeah.
Okay. Your character, Christian, is somewhat of a ladies' man.
Oh, really?
Yes, and...
I never would have known. Have you guys seen the show? Oh, you have? Oh, good.
Now, judging from the way you came out here, are you like him in real life?
Very much. You know, I don't know, but it's the funniest thing, because this character is quite extraordinary, and he obviously has this kind of, I guess, problem with sex. He has a little too much sex. And it's funny because you'll have nothing wrong with that, I guess. This guy's sitting over there going, yeah.
He's looking at you going, what do you mean by too much? What's too much sex?
And why is that a problem,
Exactly.
he's saying. You know.
He's like,
so you're not answering the question. Are you like that or
but
not?
What I was going to say is it's so funny doing these sex scenes, you know, because, you know, you meet these people, you meet them, and then all of a sudden you have to have sex with them. It's just an extraordinary boundary to cross so quickly.
What, you're really having sex with these people?
Well, simulating.
Okay. I just want to be clear.
Come on, honey, we've been in the business long enough.
I want to be
Nothing's
clear.
real, that's all.
We're coming up on the season finale this week. And,
Yes.
and the show, we should note, the show has been the #1 ranked show on basic cable throughout this whole year. 2003. Give us an idea of what we're looking at for the season finale here.
Well, actually, the season finale kind of started last Tuesday, and it kind of crosses over into the following Tuesday. When in the pilot, we had a character came in called Escobar Galargo. He's a drug lord, and he killed one of our patients because he was molesting a child. That wasn't funny, was it?
No. She has the hiccups.
Oh, really? Would you like some water, too? He kind of comes back. So in the last 2 episodes, he comes back. And what he's doing is he's actually using women as mules and crossing them through the border into America and using their breasts as carriages for heroin.
Oh, we have a clip.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, let's
take a look. It's quite tragic, and it's actually been done. That's the tragic thing about this is they have these women coming through with size EE breasts, and they're all full of heroin. So it's really quite tragic. So
let's take a look here.
And then there's lots of stuff.
Did you sell a shirt? The Botox, 140 grand for my speedboat. Can you believe it? It's worth at least 75 more than that. I guess we're just lucky that Bubba had this kind of cash lying around.
Is that all you got?
No, I hocked my Rolex for 20. How much did you get?
I emptied our family emergency fund in my personal account, called in a few outstanding bills.
And?
I'm at 25 right now.
What?
I'm sorry, Christian. I have a wife and kids. I don't have the kind of disposable income you do. I guess I could cash in some bonds, but I'm going to take a bath on them.
Then get wet, Sean. I sold my baby. You need to come up with some money.
I know that. Any ideas?
I guess you're going to have to take on a few less desirable clients.
Thank you.
Wow. Now,
that was where I just sold my boat, which is like, you know, my little baby. I just sold my boat for about 100 grand less than I should have. My partner's come up with absolutely no cash. And here we are. We have to pay back this drug lord guy $300,000 and do these surgeries on this disgusting type of thing. And that goes through the next episode. So the finale episode, which I just saw a couple of nights ago, is definitely worthwhile tuning
now,
into.
besides being a great cook, there is a special woman in your life. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There is somebody in his life, and her name is Madison.
And she's 3.
And she's 3.
Yes, I have a little 3-year-old.
And I'm hoping she hasn't seen the show.
You know, actually, it was funny. I like to show her little bits, you know, because obviously little snippets like the surgery and the sex things. I love to show her those things. Like, look at your daddy. There he goes. Okay, thanks very much. That's how you came about. No, you know, I like to show little bits, and I showed her this little bit, and I guess my character was kind of joking around in the scene. I always turn the volume down too, so she can't hear what I'm saying. But she was sitting there, she goes, "Look, Daddy, you're being funny." And I'm like, oh, she gets it. And then it cuts to my co-star, Dylan. She goes, "Oh, Dad, that's your boyfriend."
Oh, that's very sweet.
Don't spread that rumor, I said. But
that's sweet when the children see it. Now, you are Australian.
Yes.
Right. And I understand that some of the things you miss most from Australia are some of your Australian foods, Australian dishes.
Meat pies, sausage rolls.
Those
How do you know about that?
Oh, I've been to Australia.
You have?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Do you guys know about meat pies and sausage rolls or anything? You do? Yeah, you know, when I first came to America, which is probably almost 20 years ago now, although I don't want to show my age, I've had a couple of nip and tucks myself. Americans knew nothing about sausage rolls and meat pies, and this is something which in the last 10 years I've started to kind of import on my own just because I'm slightly addicted to it.
Well, we're Big Mac people.
Yeah, no, I'm a Big Mac person myself.
But we have a surprise for you, my friend.
Yes, we do. We have a surprise.
Big Mac?
Smith has from here. We have for you.
Oh, my God.
Meat pies and sausage rolls.
Oh, my God, are you serious?
And these are very good, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, Julian McMahon, the finale on FX is this Tuesday. Hang on, we're going to die. Julian, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Good luck. Good seeing you.
Up next, have you got small children in your house? Are you on a budget? We're going to tell you how to pick the best puppy dog for your family.